Are you concerned the back and forth different messages that are going out could undermine the goal of trying to execute a season as safely as possible?
I honestly feel like, the FSU coaching staff and training staff, I feel like they're both doing everything in their power to make sure that we're safe and just make sure that we're doing the things necessary in order to play football this year. And I'm really thankful for the coaching staff that we have and the athletic training staff. I think that they have done a phenomenal job in regards to making sure that everybody's following protocol. And I mean, honestly, I knew that they were doing everything in their power to care for us and protect us, during my injury as well. So it's just, I have a lot of trust in them. And, I'm just thankful that they're here and that they have all of this stuff in order for us to play football. So.
Next will be Gene Williams from Warsham.
Hey, Jaiden, I want to follow up on Chris's question about the tweet that you just put out literally minutes ago. I guess first, what motivated you to do that? Obviously, I guess you were just coming right off the practice field. And then the follow up on that question, will you have some conversations with some of these players, like Warren Thompson, and then to get to the bottom really what's going on with all this?
I felt like the post was needed because, there's a lot of work that goes into everything, and I just feel like there's certain people that don't get enough recognition. And, I just really want to shout out the athletic training staff. So, Jake, Jerry, Josh, Alora, all of the athletic training staff, students, I just really appreciate everything that they've done. And, I can tell how much work and how much dedication and how much focus, is put into their craft and making sure that we're good on the field. It's a lot of care. It's just like it's like a family, and I feel like a lot of their work goes unnoticed. But I just really wanted to shout them out because without them, I wouldn't have been able to recover from my injury now, and just we wouldn't be able to play football if we weren't doing the proper protocols that were set in place for us.
Next will be Wayne McGagey from Tallahassee Democrat.
Hey Jaden, just when you came off the field and found out about the messages, what was your initial response to that?
I can't really speak on what other people say, but I just felt like I needed to say my part. And one thing I want to talk about is that the coaches they gave us an option to play, and they gave us an option to not play, and they respected both of our decisions. But the one thing that comes with us having to play is we have to follow the protocols. So, boys do what they want to do, men do what they have to do. And, if we want to play football, then we have to follow the proper protocols. But it was never an issue or never a thing to where if we didn't want to play, then we were neglected or, just neglected or thought of as a bad person. The coach, they fully respected every decision that each player made. And, even the coach, Coach Norvell, he even told us, if there's any questions that we want to ask him on the side, not in person, he said that we can do that. So, it was great communication on Coach Norvell's part. And, I'm just thankful that we have, a great leader who's able to, articulate himself and think everything through. And, of course, mistakes are made and everybody's human, but, there's people who learn from their mistakes. And I just feel like Coach Norvell has been doing a great job since he's gotten here. And especially now in this situation, I feel like he's doing everything in his power to make sure that every individual is safe. And on the communication aspect, I feel like he was very he was very meticulous in everything that he was talking about, so.
Next will be Perry from Tomahawk Nation.
Hey Jaden, how's it going?
Good on you.
Not bad. So basically first, could you just run us through personally what you do for daily protocol, like just how you are keeping yourself safe? And then two, as someone who's an advocate or like players having a platform and voice, how do you walk that line between disagreeing with somebody who's putting something out there but still agreeing with them saying it,
Okay, so the first part of the question, my daily routine, obviously I got to make sure that I have a mask whenever I leave the building. So when I leave my apartment, I make sure I have my mask. And then once we get here, we get our temperature checked, and then we have to answer a certain number of questions, as a part of the protocol. And then after that, you know, we have the mask on even during walkthroughs. During practice, we have a face shield, which is, you know, difficult to breathe in, but I mean, you know, we're willing to do that to play the game that we love. So, you know, that, and then, you know, during treatment, during film, during everything, you know, everybody's distanced. Everybody has at least a seat or two in between each player. The coaches are wearing masks when they communicate with us, you know, making sure that everybody has distance. I think that's the main thing. We have hand sanitizer stations everywhere. You know, I just feel like they're doing everything in their power to make sure that, you know, that we can play. And, you know, it's only so much that they can do to make sure that we're good. And I feel like they're squeezing everything out to make sure that we're good. And yeah, that's pretty much the first part. Then what was the second part of the question?
Sorry, Jaiden,
Basically, as a player who advocates for players on platforms, and if you want your teammates to be able to speak out, how do you walk that line of when they say something you disagree with? Like, do you just take them to the side, like you just let them do their thing and speak out no matter what? How do you put out your own statement?
I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, everybody is their own brand. So I'm never going to knock a person for expressing their own opinion, because at the end of the day, that's their opinion. But what I can say is that with every tweet that you make, with every retweet, with every like, with every post that you post, make sure that you know what you're doing. Think about the aftermath of every decision that you make. And it's funny because after every tweet, you know, my mother texts me or she tweets to me, or, you know, just something, just making sure that I fully am aware of everything that I'm putting out there on social media. So that's my take on it.
Next will be Matt Baker from San Jose County.
Hey, Jaiden. Obviously, what Warren said was quite serious, you know, accusing people in the program of lying. How do you ensure, as a leader on this team, that this doesn't split the locker room?
I mean, honestly, you know, I'm just gonna continue to voice my opinion and let people know from my perspective what I feel like this university is doing for me. You know, I feel like the coaching staff, once again, and the training staff, once again, I feel like they're doing everything in their power. And, you know, I just feel like a lot of their work goes unnoticed. And I just want to shout them out again, just in case nobody got all the names, but Jake, Alora, Josh, who else? Jake, Alora, Josh, Jerry, all of the student athlete, you know, all of the student trainers. You know, I just feel like they just do a phenomenal job, and I'm truly grateful for everything that they have done for me, and I'm truly grateful for everything that they're doing for me as of right now too, with everything that's going on.
We'll go back to Gene for more chance.
Hey, Jade, I'm gonna throw you off here with an actual football question. You bounced around between linebacker and defensive back. I guess I want to know where are you lining up now? Is it like a hybrid position, and how are you making to another adjustment plan in other positions?
I mean, you know, I always consider myself a Swiss Army knife. I feel like I can do everything, you know, and I feel like this hybrid spot is, you know, perfect. You know, I just feel like it fits me, and I'm just confident in what the coaching staff has in store for me. You know, I'm just grateful to be back out there, and, you know, I just feel like, you know, everything that we're doing, you know, we're on the right path to be successful.